Now, obviously, this is definitely a very interesting thing to talk about, especially due to the weirdness of this piece of news. But I just want to put my 2 cents in it because it's definitely a very interesting thing. So, obviously, as you guys know, and I kind of am super late for the topic because this is very interesting. Recently, Microsoft, aka the Xbox people, and of course, mostly in the Xbox place of that company, recently just have two new leaderships come in, with the other two retiring and stuff. P.S. I am going to butcher the crap out of this because I don't remember even their fucking names, but leadership has changed a little bit. And again, you can look it up. I'll send two videos down in the description below when I get a chance. The first one will be from Spawnwave with the recent update from them. Although, God forbid, hopefully it doesn't make a membership only when 2 years later it will be. I don't know why he does that, but okay. Gotta make money. And then, of course, I'll send it sort of the first part from Moist Critical, aka Penguin Zero, first video. Because I do kind of want to talk about this because this is very interesting, especially what happened yesterday and today, kind of, where a new report has came out with the new leaders of Xbox box claiming that they're going to try to go back to going to Xbox stuff and basically talking about trying to revitalize Xbox and stuff. Like they're saying that they're not going to try to force AI on people using it in their games or something, and it's like I don't know. Like it's a very interesting thing. Now, of course, I can't say jack shit that much because we all know I'm a fucking Nintendo person. I mean, even though ironically enough, I have freaking PlayStation betting now, and even PlayStation Lite. Well, I've been had that PlayStation Lite, but I play, of course, Pokemon and stuff, and of course I play Switch 2, blah blah blah, whatever. However, I am kind of curious about this because if you know, the reason why me and a few others who even probably haven't played Xbox are talking about this is a lot of people, even outside the whole Microsoft community or some bullshit, are unanimously agreeing that right now Xbox and Microsoft are in deep shit. Like literal deep shit. There's no denying that. They've been laying off their employees. They've been closing down a lot of studios, even probably more so than even PlayStation, even though they seem like right now Sony seems to be trying to catch up with that for some fucking reason. I mean, last year was shit, to say the least. It was literal explosive diarrhea shit. With literally the fact of the matter is, with the X Pass, whatever, Game Pass, fucking expensive pass kind of thing, because they've been jacking up those prices. Their console's been jumping up to the point where they're trying to rival that of the Switch 2 when the Switch 2 was just $500, and probably Nintendo was like, "Motherfucker, are you trying to literally drag us for our ball sacks? Like, we're already in a bad enough position. You're now making us look worse," and kind of thing. Which, let's be fair here, they did kind of make Nintendo worse because Nintendo did accidentally start it, or purposely, whatever you want to say on that end. And then, of course, there's another crap, including starting off with the whole ultimate destroy every layoff in existence. They're in some very deep shit. There are, in fact, in some extreme shit. Oh, we can't forget about the fact that Microslop, which is, of course, about the whole AI crap, which we're not going to go into that can of worms, because that's actually not. That's a super different story. Yes, it does relate to the Xbox thing, but it's more so of the branding of the whole thing, which is kind of the point because it seems like Xbox, or rather Microsoft, wants to get out of the gaming industry. And recently, their interview, which again, you can watch for yourself, and this is the best way I can chalk it up, and I could be wrong of how I'm chalking it up, but basically they're saying, these new leaders coming in are saying, don't worry, we're going to fix it. How? Like literally how? Because weirdly enough, one of the things they've been saying is we want to find out the reason why. The thing is the whys and stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know the reason why. You know you're the reason why. And don't get it twisted. I do believe these people, like, you gotta give someone a chance. Like, just because they get moved up the rankings does not mean they're literally going to be the next generation of evil here. Like, it's really, you just gotta see what they do. You gotta at least show, they gotta show proof of it. You gotta give them a chance to show proof of it. Now, of course, I want to blame people for thinking this way because, right now it doesn't feel like it, especially with the current one of the leaders not seem to be truly connected to video games, as I heard. I mean, even she was surprised of the whole something about gamer tag crap. I don't know. Go ask Spawnwave with that video. But it definitely shows she's not really up to speed with gaming, which is a concern. But I do, I gotta give people a chance, at least one chance. Just give them one chance, and hopefully they'll work it out. But I wouldn't blame people for not wanting it because if they are going to try to fix Xbox, and what they're saying. To be honest, they have a lot to do. And I have talked about this even outside of Xbox because gaming right now is in a very deep shit. Now, that doesn't mean you can still enjoy gaming. I mean, fuck's sake, I actually do love it. In fact, once I get done with this video, I'm going to play my fucking thing. My Switch 2 and all that gobbledygook. I'm going to try to focus on positive. But I can't even deny it. Like, right now, gaming is in a deep type of problematic things. To that of their hardware being denied because people want to make more AI crap. More so, the factor remaining is, they're losing a lot of sales because they're jacking up prices, and not just because the whole AI thing is probably more than just that. Companies being a little bit too greedy. Problems with them respecting their fans, even though we keep forgetting these are fucking companies at the end of the fucking day. Like, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of problems, and Nintendo is definitely in the middle. There's no doubt about it. I can't deny Nintendo is in the middle. Sony just fucking started because they thinking their PlayStation 5 is a fucking car rental or some bullshit rental car. Microsoft is definitely literally at the top right now because of the old insanity thing. It's kind of funny because back last year during the whole switch to World War Z apocalypse future crap, many people thought Nintendo was going to flounder. And then all of a sudden, Microsoft came in with a giant nuclear tank and started blasting their butts off because, I'm not going to lie, it is really, again, I can't deny Nintendo has done some pretty dumb shit right now. And weirdly enough, they seem to now backtrack it. I mean, really. But it is funny because the reason why there hasn't been Discord about Nintendo right now is because, shockingly enough, Microsoft had gone in so worse. And it's so bad. Like, they literally just took the victory of the worst gaming industry or gaming company ever from Nintendo's hands. Like, that's how bad it is. That's how it really is. Like, they just like, oh, he's like, you guys can do it. We Americans can do it better. And yes, I did jokingly say that because I feel like that, it literally feels like they're just trying to prove a point to Nintendo or some bullshit. That's literally how weird this is getting. So, it is, so when I say that it feels like a little bit of a relief, but I wouldn't blame people thinking I'm crazy for saying that. I do also mean it, and I do accept that because, yeah, it's hard to trust that. It is very hard to trust it, and again, I am not going to try to look into the interviews. Again, I'm sending links down below. You can watch it yourself. It's better to watch than read. I mean, or whatever you want to do. You can go find it yourself. I don't know. I'm sending my sources down there. It is a very tight situation, and two sources I'm sending are pointing that out, especially Moist Critical, because, yeah, right now, it's a very tough decision, especially when they have to try to dispute, again, like, that's one of the major things about this new article they released yesterday or something like that, with the new recent video, Spawnwave, is the fact that, the new the new CEOs of Xbox are trying to say, hey, we're not trying to do what people are saying. Okay, then prove it. Like, literally do try to prove it, because it really still looks like that. Like, many people aren't calling Microsoft Microsoft. They're calling them Sega because it feels like they're becoming more and more like Sega right now and such. And they do, in fact, tackle that. The issue is your word's going to have meaning in it. You're going to have to prove a point. Just saying. And it's very baffling to me. Like, it is a very wacky situation. Like, I don't think Microsoft is going to die soon. I mean, it's going to take a long while. It feels like a long death stroke, I'm not going to lie. But in all seriousness, I don't know if it is going to fail. It's very weird. It is super weird. They're not as managed as Sony, because Sony is in kind of a similar boat. They have multiple medias. They don't do more than just PlayStation 5, ironically. Which is kind of even more ironic, the fact that I still think their PlayStation 5 is a fucking rental car, if you know what I'm referring to. But at least they seem to somehow manage their stuff. They know what to put out. They have different sources. And yes, they too have been doing the same thing. It's kind of weird because Nintendo is the only one I have yet to see actually shut down studios. I could be wrong. Do correct me on that, because I really don't know. But as of recent, I haven't seen much of that. So do let me know if they have. But they've been more quiet on that end, to say the least. And to be fair, it seems like they're trying to fix up what they did last year, which is a good thing. Like I said earlier, I do believe they have room for improvement, and it seems like that due to what they've been doing, to say the least, with the most notably their upcoming releases. Well, except for that Pokemon Ditto game, if you know what I mean. Which I don't remember that fucking name. I don't know about that. I haven't even watched it. I'm not caring. But it does feel like it. Like, for example, even though I know this is recently controversial, and I do kind of agree a little bit, and I also kind of understand why they may have done this, to say the least. But recently, they just finally released Fire Red and Leaf Green on Switch 2. That's cool. It's $20. That's debatable. But hey, that is still at least cool, because at least it's cheap, I guess. I mean, especially with our economy right now, it's fucking cheap to me. But, I do understand the problems. Like, it should be a little bit more cheaper than that. And even then, it should be on the freaking Nintendo online service. Not with the whole... because we're already paying like $70 for that expansion to get the Game Boy Advance. And again, I kind of get it, because they're probably trying to do it to connect homes, even though I don't know how, and if somebody tells me it's not. And I also kind of get that it's just a ROM dump. It's not really They're not going to do connections or online play, which sucks. But it makes sense, because this is, in fact, a ROM dump. Even though they probably already did that, and I don't know, because I haven't really tested it. I don't even have it anymore. That is Pokemon Silver, Gold, and all that on 3DS. But I do know, but at least they're seeming like they're trying to support people here. That is something that many people wanted to come back. And as I said, Sony seems to be, even though they're doing a whole rental car, I know I keep repeating it, it is what it is. They seem to also been getting some good hitters with their PlayStation 5 as of recently, especially with something like the upcoming Resident Evil 9 and Silent Hill Townfall, which that itself is exclusive. Sorry, I had to burp out my thing. But like I was saying, they're getting out some pretty good games like Townfall and Resident Evil 9, which is coming out soon. So it seems like those guys seem like they know what they're doing, even though one of them is kind of like, and the other is confusing their console with a vehicle. Microsoft, on the other hand, it seems like they're trying to murder each other in there. And it's not even just freaking Xbox, to say the least. So it is going to be a challenge. They're going to have to figure out how to prove to the fans. Now, they can't prove me, because again, like I said, I'm a fucking Nintendo fan, so I mean, I don't even think I ever touched an Xbox, because funny enough, I have touched a PlayStation 2, and I have proof of it because I have a PlayStation 2 game. but it's like to say the least. Like, because I do feel bad for those who are Xbox fans. They want something. They want their series to flourish. Right now, it's their turn to get dragged into mud, as like what happened last year, where we Nintendo fans were dragged into mud, and I'm not gonna lie about that. So it is very like to say the least. It's a very thing, but I don't know. Point is, just be like at least have some hope with this. But I'm not gonna lie, have hope with a grain of salt. This is definitely tricky to say the least. But hopefully they do fix it. But just keep your bar low. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, this has been Floxcat. Snap it now, here. Bye.